All right. Another day, another Corolla project. Since I bought the other car, the Cream Dream, it's had a clap seat. So, thankfully, Mikey Tuffcore has given me this SAAS seat, which is fucking mint because this is gonna match my other seat that I'll be putting in here. Not in here, in my car. But, it's mint. So, I'm gonna attempt to make some seat rails for this thing. So first thing I've done is grabbed out the seat rails. They are from the Fluffy Duck. So I made sure I kept them because I thought down the track they might come in handy, which they will. So I've got two there, two other ones there. So they're the mechanical ones. They're just the sliding ones. So what I'm gonna do now is just really quickly, I've got to get down to the shop. I need to work out what material I need, what width. I know Mikey's recommended about 4 mil. 4 to 6 if need be, in a pinch of we're leaving in a few days to go on a hundreds of thousands kilometer trip. Not hundreds, but thousands. I've got the seat in here just so we could have a look at it the other night when he dropped it off for me. Thank you again. So we need to lift that up, put the rails under it, see kind of where stuff sits, then we will work it out. All right, so I've got the seat just in here sitting on the rails. It all looks pretty good, whatever. One good thing is the holes on the seat, front and back, are only about 20 or so mil further apart. So I reckon I can keep some of them in line or even just spread them out 5 mil or so each outside. But it looks pretty good, it's pretty close, should work well. We just need to get some flat bar and go from there. I'll show you what I've worked out. Dick cam again. The holes are from center to center. 33 apart, 330 if we're using proper measurements. So 330 for them, and then 310 for these ones. So, as I guessed, 330 minus 310 is 20 mil. So I was absolutely spot on. So 20 mil difference, and then all I've done is worked out a width. So I'm just gonna buy a meter each side because that's about 50 is there, which is heaps. Probably only need about 40. So I will buy a meter for each seat. It'll be heaps and we'll have some left over. And just make sure we have room to wiggle. Got 2 measurements and easy squeezy. That's all you need to do for that, at least I hope. And then we need to get some bolts and stuff, but that's cool, very easy. Oh, off we go to the shops. Absolutely love it when stuff like this works out. Here's my box of bolts for seat rails. Got all that in there, right? Yep. Cool. You with me? Keep following. And what happens? Fits in this seat, doesn't it? Well done, SAAS. Thanks for using the same bolt pattern for once, whatever you want to call it, the same thread pitch. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, even if no one else does. That's nice. So, we got bolts then. Some bolts at least. Get us out of a pickle for now. Nice, lovely, I like it. All right, got my stock now. Got that from Frankston Steel. Guy hooked me up, that's cool. Thank you, Mr. Guy. So, we've got our measurements off the brackets in here. Sitting there. They're 380 apart. Measure your own car, don't take my measurements for it. 380. So I'm gonna measure that out. We're gonna put marks here. Just got opened up my new little right angles from the special Aldi's, as you know, love some Aldi's buys. So we got that. We're gonna measure them out. And then what we're gonna do is have, say, one on this line here, and then one here offset. And that will make our seat fit in the car, which will be very cool. So we're gonna do that now. Probably just gonna keep it all centered. I thought about at least moving the back one further away, that like 20 mil extra that I have, but I think we'll just keep it centered. Well, I'll check this out first, but kind of want to keep it centered just so we don't have any interference, but I might try and move it back a little bit. So I'm going to double check all those measurements, mark it all out, see what we can move to and fro. So I'm not very good at maths or anything that takes much brain power. So I'm trying to work out where to put the holes. So, done some little drawings. Got some bums here. So So there's to show which way the legs are going, because when I'm measuring the car and then I'm facing this way and then I'm facing this way and then I'm looking at it in every direction, I just wanted to make sure I know what's going on. So, got some drawings here, and what I'm trying to work out is, basically there's a really easy way you could do it and offset the seat by 20 mil, which still might be the go. But I'm just trying to see if I can move the seat back any more, because in the factory seats, I sit all the way back, lean back even a little bit. There's kids screaming, Jesus. So in a standard seat, I sit all the way back, and I know a lot of people do. I'm 6 foot tall, so I sit all the way back in the standard seat. I actually have a longer boss on, so that it moves the steering wheel a little bit closer, but not too close, luckily, and gives you a little bit more leg room, which is cool. And I run a 360 mil wheel, I think, and these are about 380. So a little bit more leg room than standard. So the plan is at least moving the seat back 20 mil would help, but if I can get it back any more, I think would be beneficial, seeing I usually run a standard seat all the way back. So I'm just trying to work out on here the difference in the two, which is obviously just 20 mil between the standard. So I've got these, I've written that there. Yes, I'll write that down, even though it's simple, but just so you have the reference. Because the idea is also maybe to move the seat back even further a little bit, which would mean making that gap bigger and a gap at the front as well. So work that out. Maybe we can make it 10 mil at the front, 30 mil at the back or something, which would be cool. So trying to work that out, using all my brain powers, making little drawings, find that helps me to work it out visually. And I really don't want to mess these up. I've got 4 of them, but I plan on doing another seat soon. So just taking my time, work that out before we cut anything. Measure twice, cut once, obviously. Yep, so let's keep going with that. All right, so I've just checked my steel, and my steel is only 40 mil. So knowing I only had to do 20, I didn't go too wide on it. I thought that would be plenty. But by the time you split the 20, we get another bolt. By the time you split the 20 on one, you're only going to be left with that much left either side, 10 mil. So yeah, you could probably move it a little bit, but I don't think it's worth it. So I'm going to move the 20 mil at the back, and then the one at the front, I'm just going to keep a straight line, and we'll just run it like that. So it'll be better than nothing. An extra 20 mil, you know? Who would complain of an extra 20 mil? So better than nothing, not optimal, but also this is going to become a passenger seat. So not super fast. The idea is to just get this in for halfway hangs. What are these kids doing, dude? These kids are psychos. Oh, anyway. Don't have kids. They're crazy. Scaring me. So I think 20 mils all we're going to get out of it. So we'll just do that. And that'll be it. So, sweet. And then we have to make sure we do it the right way. So, we'll do that. Sounds good? All right, I've set this up as an example. So this ruler is actually 310, which 310 is our car measurement for length. So we've got that set up. So the front edge of that, kind of where that'll sit, is at the very end of here, where that black line is. So that'll be where the front bolt sits. Then the back bolt on the seat, which is the seat is the measuring tape, will be 330. So if they're in line, you know, roughly there, it'll be where that back line is. So that's a 20 mil difference, 310 to 330, which I believe is the maximum I can move it back, because it needs to be on one singular piece with enough metal around it safely to, you know, hold the seat in place. So we got that. And then this one, the front rail can move to and fro wherever you want. Like it could sit there, or it could sit all the way in, and that wouldn't make a difference because they're still in line. So, you know, you could have it all the way up there. Well, not there, but you can have it there. But optimally, you probably just put it in the middle. But yeah, that's the difference. So I'm thinking 20 mil just at the back. The front will be in line, so the rear will take up that extra space. And that'll be it. So then I'll just probably copy this front edge here to how far that is. And that'll be how far that front bar moves. I'll just grab one of these now. So we'll just copy that front measurement so that once the seat bracket's together, it'll all just look like it's meant to be there. So that'll sit there like that. And that will bolt onto there, and then the seat will bolt onto these, and that's it, done. Double check everything again, quadruple measure, cut once, drill once. How about quadruple measure, drill once? Or twice maybe, because you have to drill a few times. We'll get there, we'll come up with a saying as well. Sounds good though. All right, final check. Got the brackets out. Obviously this helps to mock it up, because you can check how long it is, can't you? Because it's there. So that's there. It's kind of all aligned. Got all the measurements here. So we know that that is 310. 310 because we have the seat brackets there, or the seat rails. So 310. All good. We got that one. Cool. Then we'll do it in this order maybe. This will make sense. Then we've got our next step, which is our seat is 330 long. So we got that. It's 330 from the front line to our back line on here with the offset. Then the same here, you know, same there. Cool, that makes sense. Then we have the width. So the width is set on here with both of these. So first width is 380. The car is actually wider. So that'll be 380 there to there. Now I asked for these to be cut at 400. I should have probably got, you know, 410, but I kind of just knew that was how long I wanted them. And I went in there, I'm like, yep, do it to that. I was expecting to get pieces that were like, you know, 500 or even a meter, and I was going to cut them down. So that's my fault, but there's enough meat there that it'll be safe and all that. The bolt's definitely not coming out of this stuff. It just would have looked a bit nicer maybe, but also this kind of gives you less interference, so that's fine. So there we go, we got the 380 there again, and then the seat width is 300. So there, 300, 300 there, 300, done, that's it. As I said before, the front rail is just in line, and then the back rail has the offset in it. So if you were to get something, some wider stock, you could offset the seat more, but that's just what I got. I thought 40 mil would be heaps, but you know, if I'd have got 50 mil or something, I could have set this front line back 10, and then I could have set this back 30, got an extra 10 mil, but it's fine, that'll do. Also, this will probably become a passenger rail. Hopefully these will just transfer over. I'm not gonna check it. We'll worry about that another day, or we'll make more, it's fine. And then just one more thing you might wanna check before you go drilling all this. You wanna make sure your bracket and all that, you're not gonna have any interference once it moves up and down the track. So that's there, that'll be like, and because all this will be on top, there's nothing for it to hit. So I want to make sure this bracket doesn't move. Right, let's cut the first holes in here. I did move these ones from the seat in a little bit, just a couple mil on each side. I went and checked them on the other one, and I thought the measurements were a bit weird, but the chair's just slightly in from 300 for some reason. So just moved them in a couple mil, so that'll accommodate for that. Drilled some pilot holes, gonna try use a step drill. Hopefully that works and doesn't burn it out, or else we'll do something else. First hole's done, try to step them out so that they are thick enough to receive these bolts. So we've got them, and then I've got also some factory bolts. So these are all high tensile, just got these from the local bolt shop. They're like less than 10 bucks for all of it. Got a heap, just so I've got some spares and stuff and run them on everything if I want. But got them, and then got spring washers and nuts, just normal nuts. That's how this had a spring washer on it, so I thought I'd just kind of copy that. Then all I've done is line this up. So I want to do like a 10 mil hole. See on there, so you kind of work it out like that. You want a bit of a little bit of wiggle room. So you just look down the bolt, look at your thing, or vice versa. Hide it at the back, and you'll be able to see. Like you could go the 8, but that'd be real tight. Right, got it mocked up. Need to cut these bolts down to size, but all looking pretty good. It almost fits. These ones are a little tight. I haven't oversized all of them yet, but not bad. All right, it's much later now. Two things. Bracket is done. All right, see if this works. GoPro's been a piece of shit. Seat, all done. Actually got stripped and put back together with some new foam in here. We tried to dye it, but the dye would not take to this fabric at all. So if you've got like an 80s SAAS, they can have like this waterproof material that they're made of, and they don't accept dye. So super annoying, but what are you gonna do? You know, that's all good, back together. And yeah, I'm gonna put it in. We're gonna service this. I'm not gonna film all of it, but I'll film some. I've got my brackets around somewhere. I forget where I put them, but you know, oh, there it is. There's my thingy. So that's cool, that's all done. So gonna get that in, change the oil. Don't need to see that. Put a new oil filter in, do a few other things. All right, oil draining, so that's all good. Getting that ready to go, oil change. Seats, ready to go. So I have 2 sets of rails. So they're complete seats at the moment. You can see a bit of difference in size. The SAAS actually looks smaller. This does have a seat cover on it obviously, but might pull that off and show you. But off the bat, carrying that back inside, that's definitely way heavier. And that's even with the seat rails and extra steel on them to mount the seat. So I might see if I can grab a scale and see what the difference is. That'd be interesting. But I reckon it's definitely much lighter. It's got better adjustment, goes all the way back, forward, whatever. And is hopefully just much more comfortable. So that's the main thing that's important for this trip. So yeah, also looks better. Definitely looks better. Ooh, you catch that fly, Bubby. Right, so I've just weighed them, and the SAAS seat is over 2 kilos lighter. So it really feels like a lot when you're carrying it. Doesn't seem like a lot, you know, in general terms, but yeah, it's like 2.5 kilos lighter. So good, not good, not comfortable, broken, junk, cool, maybe kind of junk, but cooler, and lighter, which is good, race car. So, and hopefully more comfortable and not collapsed. So that's a good start. But I'm gonna chuck that in and then we'll sit in it finally and see how it is. So, seat in, I'm sweating, it's hot as. Done. Could have moved it across a bit, so it would have been better a little bit closer this way. The wheel kind of hits down there. So, had to offset it a little bit, would have been better, but it's pretty hard to know that at the time. And then just trying to get everything done as quick as possible, so. Whatever, it's good enough for now. Fits, I reckon I'm about, it goes a lot further back, which is good. So it's way further back, more than the 20 mil I reckon, because my leg can go fully extended at the back, all the way back. So a lot more room. You've got that quick adjustment, which is cool. There's obviously like a passenger seat, I reckon, seeing the dials on that side, so it'd be better over there. But, you know, it'll do for now. But that's cool. What do you reckon? Look better? You tell me. Hopefully it's more comfortable. There's a bit of a rail in the back, so hopefully that's comfortable, we'll see. But it's in, it's good. Struggled with one of the bolts like last time because there's carpet in the way. So I ended up cutting that up and cut some carpet out and messed up the thread. Again, I had to work through the thread a bit. But it's in, that's cool. Done. Now we need to put some oil in, do the rest of that stuff, and then we've got to fix the exhaust, and I think that's kind of it. So, let's just keep doing it. We're getting close now. Feels good. Hopefully that looks good. I don't know yet. It definitely looks better than the ugly old seats. But cool, it's in. Whew. One of the speakers was blown. So I bought some new Kenwoods. That's cool, but they don't fit. So they're too wide right there. They're too wide, so they don't fit all the way down. I ended up buying different speakers because the JVCs are like an older model. The drum DRVNs or whatever. So they're an older model. I found my keys. So the only ones of those I could find were X Display, and they were gonna give me like 10 bucks off. So wasn't buying them. No thank you. So I bought new ones, which should be a bit better quality, but they're too wide. The rest of it, I bought these ones because they looked great. Like this is actually more shallow on that, but turns out up here near my thumb is wider. So I'm gonna make them fit. Ruby's loving the extra seats around, aren't ya? All right, speakers are in. No covers, they were being a fucking prick. I had to cut it all out. Ended up just cutting it with a Stanley knife. That's all this. So they were bigger at the base, so it was messed up. So I just cut them all on the bench. It's all these circles and shit. So yep. That was a massive fuck around. Then I drilled holes in it. Then I took them in and out and in and out, and then added some clips. Found some clips in the box, so that was cool to kind of hold them down better. But they're in. They'll do. They sound much better. Not all blurry out and shitty and fucked up and blown. And just sound better quality even than the one that wasn't blown. Yep. Boot's all clean, that's all clean. Gonna wash the car, then I'm gonna pack up and get ready to go. Turnstile tonight, baby, woo!